next on the CBS Evening News. He says he's not an eco-terrorist, but he speaks for their violent cause.
All life forms, be it animal, human, or not.
Inspired by the aggressive and sometimes destructive tactics of some of the environmental movement in Europe, some environmentalists in the U.S. have also turned to violence. They call themselves eco-terrorists. And tonight, in part 2 of our Eye on America investigation, Wyatt Andrews introduces you to a man who gives these shadowy figures a public face.
He bakes vegetarian food for a living, but in his other life, Craig Rosebrough is the spokesman for the most radical eco-terrorist group in America. When the Earth Liberation Front, the E.L.F., claimed this arson at Michigan State University last New Year's Eve, Craig Rosebrough said he had received an anonymous communication from the E.L.F. The group said it set the fire, he claimed, because the university had taken a grant from Monsanto to study gene-altered food.
In the case of the Earth Liberation Front and certain people out there, that they don't want any genetic engineering, and they're making that quite clear. They're doing this so Americans do not have to eat genetically modified organisms and have all the health problems and health effects that they may bring.
The E.L.F. claim of involvement was a watershed. It meant that a group with a long history of setting fires to protest logging and development
our planet before your profit
had joined the growing and increasingly active protest movement against gene-altered plants.
Do you think that an arson helps win over the public debate in this country?
That's not the immediate goal, I don't believe. The immediate goal is to cause economic damage.
Rosebrough insists he doesn't know who sets the fires and doesn't know anyone in the E.L.F. But he makes no secret he agrees with the group's goals and tactics.
You see the Michigan State fire, I take it, as a completely legitimate target.
I do.
And the use of arson against that program as justified.
I do. I see an increase in the number of actions committed by the Earth Liberation Front, not only in the number of actions, but in the intensity of the actions.
You're talking about more fires, more arsons.
More arsons on a variety of levels, a variety of issues.
That kind of talk has put Rosebrough in the middle of a federal grand jury investigation. In February, the ATF and FBI seized Rosebrough's files and computer records looking for a link to the terrorists.
We're hoping to find evidence of the crimes themselves.
Stephen Pfeiffer is the Assistant United States Attorney investigating the E.L.F. and Rosebrough.
His objective is the support of these organizations. He supports the terror.
Rosebrough is refusing to answer any grand jury questions about the Earth Liberation Front.
You have said many times, though, that you don't really know any of these people.
Correct.
And you don't know anything about these crimes.
Correct.
So why would you risk going to jail protecting people you don't know?
I'm protecting an ideology which I believe in.
For 3 years, he's been the spokesman for various acts of E.L.F. terrorism. The government has made not a single arrest. To force Rosebrough to testify, prosecutors recently offered him immunity, meaning any further defiance of the grand jury could land him in jail. In Portland, Oregon, Wyatt Andrews for Eye on America.